Hey everyone, welcome back to Mindful English. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Liam. Hey guys. Sarah, you know what's interesting? If you really listen to what people talk about every day at cafes, at work, at parties, I'd say 90% of conversations are just about other people.
That's so true. We introduce friends, we gossip about coworkers, we talk about people we're dating.
Exactly. But here's where English learners often get stuck. When someone asks, "What's your new boss like?" or "What's your friend like?" they freeze.
And it always comes out the same way, right? He's nice. She's tall and kind.
Which is fine, but it doesn't really paint a picture.
Right. Nice is honestly the most overused word in the English language. And the best way to get past that? Practice it silently in your head every single day. When you're sitting on the subway, just look at the people around you and try to describe them in English.
And today, we're giving you the exact toolkit for that. Let's start from the outside and work our way in. Okay, so when you first see someone, one of the first things you notice is roughly how old they are. And in English, instead of saying, "He's around 25, you'd say, "He's in his early 20s, or "in his late 30s. Early means the beginning of that decade. Late means closer to the end.
And for body type, instead of just big or thin, you'd say they're tall and athletic, or they have a slim build. Slim build means they're lean and slender, just more specific and more visual.
And if they always dress really well, you wouldn't say they have good clothes. You'd say they have a great sense of style. A great sense of style means they have a natural feel for what looks good on them.
Or, my personal favorite, they're always well put together. Well put together means everything about them looks intentional and coordinated. The hair, the clothes, the shoes, nothing looks accidental.
Well put together is such a good one because it captures the whole package, not just one thing.
And when you look at someone's face, if they just look naturally warm and approachable, you'd say they have a warm smile. It's not just describing the smile itself, it's the feeling it gives to the people around them.
And if a guy hasn't shaved in a few days, you say, "He's sporting a little stubble." Stubble means that short, rough hair that grows after a few days without shaving. And sporting means he's wearing it as part of his look.
And if a woman has her hair tied back, you say she wears her hair in a ponytail. And if someone just looks completely exhausted,
we say they have bags under their eyes. Bags means those dark, puffy circles under the eyes from lack of sleep.
Which honestly describes most of us on Monday mornings.
Every single Monday. Okay, so that's the outside. Now let's go deeper.
Let's start with the good stuff. And one that comes up all the time is easygoing. Easygoing means someone is very relaxed, doesn't get stressed easily, just rolls with whatever happens.
Like nothing really rattles them. And a similar one is down to earth. Down to earth means someone is humble and grounded, doesn't put on a show or act like they're better than anyone else, even if they're really successful.
And then there are the social ones. If someone walks into a room and instantly makes everyone have more fun, the whole energy shifts.
They're the life of the party. The life of the party means the person who energizes the whole room.
And if they move easily from one group to another, chatting with everyone, never awkward.
They're a social butterfly. A social butterfly means someone who moves effortlessly from person to person in social situations.
And if someone is just genuinely kind and generous, consistently, like it's just who they are,
you say they have a heart of gold. Heart of gold means someone is deeply and genuinely kind, not just on the surface.
And for someone who's incredibly quick-minded, always one step ahead.
Sharp as a tack. Sharp as a tack means extremely quick and intelligent. A tack is a very small, very sharp nail, so the image is of a mind that's precise and fast.
And if someone is really ambitious, always pushing themselves, always working towards something bigger,
They're highly driven, meaning they have a strong internal motivation that keeps them moving forward. Or you can call them a go-getter. A go-getter means someone who actively goes after what they want, instead of waiting for things to happen.
and for that person who somehow stays positive no matter what happens,
We say they always look on the bright side. Look on the bright side means to focus on the positive aspect of a difficult situation.
okay, nobody's perfect. Let's talk about the quirks and flaws. How do you describe difficult people? Politely.
Because we all have to do it, and doing it well is an art.
So if your coworker obsesses over every tiny detail and nothing is ever quite good enough,
They're a bit of a perfectionist. A perfectionist means someone who can't accept anything less than perfect. And the a bit of a softens it. It's not an insult. It's more of a gentle observation.
he's a perfectionist. Sounds like a label. He's a bit of a perfectionist. Sounds like something you'd say with a smile.
Exactly. And if someone has done things the same way for years and has no interest in changing,
They're set in their ways. Set in their ways means their habits and opinions are so fixed that they won't budge.
and if your roommate's idea of a perfect weekend is lying on the couch watching TV and not moving at all,
They're a couch potato. A couch potato means someone who spends most of their time sitting or lying down, not doing much. Pretty affectionate, actually. You can say it about yourself.
and that one person who always has the answer and loves to correct everyone,
That's a know-it-all. A know-it-all means someone who acts like they know everything about everything.
said with love, of course. And if someone gets angry really quickly, even over small things,
They're short-tempered. Short-tempered means they have very little patience and lose their temper easily.
and if someone is just very private, doesn't share much about themselves, isn't unfriendly, just quiet and contained,
We say they keep to themselves. Keep to themselves means they prefer their own company and don't involve others much in their personal life. It's quite neutral, not negative at all.
Okay, last category. How does this person actually communicate with the world?
So if someone is brutally honest, says exactly what they think without softening it, we have two great phrases. They tell it like it is, meaning they describe things exactly as they are, no sugarcoating. Or they speak their mind, meaning they say whatever they're thinking, openly and directly.
What's the difference?
Both are similar, but speak their mind is more about expressing your opinion confidently. Tell it like it is more about being raw and unfiltered with the truth.
And if someone doesn't hide their emotions at all, you can always tell exactly how they're feeling.
They wear their heart on their sleeve. Wear your heart on your sleeve means your emotions are always visible to everyone around you. You don't mask how you feel.
And if someone is really present when you're talking to them, not distracted, not on their phone, they actually absorb what you're saying.
They're a great listener. And I think we underestimate how rare this is. Being called a great listener is a real compliment.
And if someone does more than what was expected just to help you, even if it's inconvenient for them,
They go out of their way to help. Go out of their way means doing something that requires extra effort beyond what you normally have to do.
and if someone is really socially aware, they can sense the mood of a room. They know when to be funny, when to be serious, when to back off.
We say, they can read a room. Read a room means picking up on the social atmosphere and adjusting your behavior accordingly.
And finally, the best thing you can say about any person in your life.
They bring out the best in people. Bring out the best in people means that being around them makes you better somehow. More confident, more motivated, more yourself.
Instead of saying, my coworker is nice but stubborn, you can say, she has a heart of gold, but she's definitely set in her ways. You immediately sound natural, specific, and observant.
And the best way to make these stick is to practice them in your head. Next time you're on the subway or in a cafe, look at the people around you and try to describe them silently in English. Nobody knows you're doing it, and your brain is getting real practice. You know, talking about all these ways to describe people, it makes me think, am I easy to describe?
Ha! I'd say you're pretty down to earth. Easy to talk to.
I'll take that. What about you? How would your friends describe you?
Probably easygoing. Maybe a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to work.
That tracks. Actually, speaking of your friends, didn't you mention wanting to set me up with someone?
Oh, Jake. Yeah. So Jake and I met at my old job. We were on the same team for like 3 years. He's my age. Just moved back to the city, actually.
Oh, nice. What does he do?
He's in product design. Really good at it, too. Sharp as a tack. He'll walk into a meeting and immediately see what everyone else missed.
Okay. What's he like as a person?
Really down to earth. You'd never know how well he's doing from talking to him. No ego at all. And super easygoing. Nothing really stresses him out.
Is he fun in social situations?
Oh yeah, total social butterfly. I've seen him walk into a party where he knew nobody, and within an hour, everyone's just gravitating toward him. He becomes the life of the party without even trying.
Okay. Any flaws?
He's a bit of a perfectionist. He'll redo something 5 times because it's not quite right. And he tells it like it is, no filter. He once told me my apartment looked like a college dorm.
Ha! Was he wrong, though?
No, but the thing is, he wears his heart on his sleeve, so you know it's never coming from a bad place. He just says what he thinks.
I actually respect that. Is he a good listener, too, or just a good talker?
Both, honestly. He really listens, like actually present, not on his phone. And he can read a room really well. Knows when to be funny, when to back off.
He sounds like someone who just brings out the best in people.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Every time I hang out with him, I leave feeling like I can take on more than I thought.
See how that just flowed? The expressions came up naturally, in the middle of a real conversation about a real person. That's exactly what you're going for.
So next time someone asks you what a person is like, don't just say, nice. Go through the layers. What do they look like? What's their personality? What are their quirks? How do they communicate? You'll sound so much more natural.
And if you want to keep building your vocabulary, our previous episodes have a lot more waiting for you. Everything from today is also in the pinned comment.
Which phrase from today was your favorite? Drop it in the comments. And if you know someone who describes everyone as nice, send this their way.
All right, see you next time. Take care, everyone.
Take care.
Isn't this view incredible?
Yes, the sunset is magical. I could ride this train forever.